Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we'll be talking about a crazy value headphone, the Jade Audio JT7, pricing around 100 US dollar, well, 110 to be exact. And before we get started, I want to thank Vio for sending the JT7 in for review. Let's start from the box itself. The box itself is actually very small for a headphone. I honestly didn't expect the box to be this small, and as always, Jade Audio and Vio is like, yes, there's no specs. Well, at least they wrote that it's an open planar over-ear headphones, but yes. Anyway, let's open the box. So, it's actually quite sad in a way, because the box has zero protection and the only thing that protects the headphone is this, I don't know what's the material called. Is it velour or velvety type of cloth, and that's it. Well, inside the box, besides the headphones earlier and the cloth, we get two cables. This one is 4.4 mm and this one is 3.5 single-ended. I don't know, I feel like, isn't it like more economical to just use or ship one cable that is modular? It's just kinda, I don't know, maybe I'm being too picky or something, or I'm being too lazy, because if I need to connect this, like the headphone, to a single-ended device, it's either I grab my 4.4 mm balance adapter to single-ended, or I had to swap the cable entirely. It's like, I don't know, it's just me. Maybe it's just me. And you get a quick start guide. Okay, hold on. Let me just open the 3.5 mm for you so we can talk about the build quality of the cable. Okay, for the cable, it's kinda rubbery, and because of that, it's quite microphonic, to be honest with you. When the cable rubs to my table or to my clothes, I can hear some noise, but it's not really annoying, but it's there. Okay, let's talk about the build quality and comfort of this headphone. The build quality of this headphone is actually quite okay for 100 US dollar. I think the main selling point of this headphone is that the fact Jade Audio is trying to push this compact and portable planar, which clearly we can see on the box itself. The fact that the box is this small, it reflects that, hey, this headphone is small and portable, but guess what? The ear cups are actually full size like your normal headphones. And actually, my big ears didn't have any problem with the comfort at all. It's quite plush, but I think it's just normal foam. While the headband, the padding, is actually like a memory foam. Like, I can literally feel the padding is definitely memory foam. Okay, let's talk about the specs. The JT7 uses a dual-sided magnets proprietary planar driver. The selling point Vio mentioned in the product page is that the JT7 has trickle-down planar driver technology, and ultra-thin diaphragm, FES elastic support system, two-way heterogeneous high-density magnets, open back designs, lightweight and foldable, replaceable ear pads, and yes, the ear pads are replaceable, and headband cushion, this one also replaceable, which is nice, and detachable cable. It uses normal 3.5 mm, and ergonomic headband with 4-axis rotation. Okay, all the specs and features sound nice, but what about its actual sound? Okay, let's talk about the sound. The setup I use, obviously the Jade Audio JT7 itself, connected to the Vio K13R2R. Also, just for fun, I tested this using the Jade Audio JZ and my USB mic. And the music is from Apple Music, covering J-pop, rock, EDM, metal, jazz, and rap. But mostly now I hear rap. So, my first impression with the JT7 is that it really reminded me of the FT1 Pro with some improvements, such as more punchy and snappier bass, and more detail with less planar timbre. I actually could do my mixing work using the JT7 without any issues. The mixes that has been done using JT7 actually translate quite well to other systems and car tests. And since I don't have any measuring rig, I can't really show you the graph, but I can describe the sound as almost like a tool, but in a good way. Or maybe you can just look at others squiggling. Anyway, it has a very punchy tight bass, and since it is a planar headphone, obviously we get that planar punch and it is very speedy. As for the mid-range, the JT7 has a hint of warmth, just a slightly warmer version compared to the FT1 Pro, and it ended up sounding much more natural. And again, the planar timbre also minimal with this. Usually planar has this, well, for me I would describe the planar timbre as plasticky, like it's, I don't know, it sounds plasticky to my ears. That is really noticeable, but with this, I don't really notice the plastickiness too much, which is nice. And for the treble, it sounds just right, not hype. Well, technically I could say the treble is truthful and quite extended with lots of micro details for the asking price. So what about the power requirement? I actually tested this JT7, as I said, with this dongle, the yes, whatever. That dongle actually could power the JT7 without any issues. So I don't know, maybe this is quite efficient. As for the technicalities for a 110 USD planar headphone, I can say the technicalities are very good. For the stage, I would describe the stage as medium size for an open back headphones. It definitely loses compared to the GT3, surprisingly, but don't get me wrong. This sounds wider than your typical HD 600 family, 600, 650, 660S, and the rest of the 600 family, and is almost wide as your Beyer Dynamic, like the DT990. So it's like in between Beyer 990 and HD 600 series. For context of comparison, I hope it helps. And for the imaging, for $110 with good source, such as the K13R2R, I dare say that this thing sounds holographic. Yep, $110 now sounds holographic. As for the separation and positioning, it's good, but also loses to the JT3, which is weird and surprising. The JT3 has this very unique stage separation and positioning and imaging for sure. But since we are talking about the JT7 right now, I would describe the JT7 separation positioning. It's good, but normal. It's presented in a normal way, like nothing special, while the JT3 is just like, it almost sounds like you are being surrounded by speakers. Well, yes, JT3 wins in the separation, positioning, and imaging. As for detail retrieval, the JT7 actually very good. Definitely very good, especially for its asking price. It has this nice detail without sounding too analytical, and definitely strikes a perfect balance between musicality and analytical. And yeah, I could say the detail is quite nice. Now let's talk about the comparison. I will compare this to the JT3. The JT3 costed around 70 US dollar. The JT3 is like the complete opposite of JT7. While the JT7 could be used for mixing work and strikes the perfect balance between musicality and analytical, I would describe the JT3 as the musical younger brother. It is just really the complete opposite of each other. The JT3 has thumpy and definitely more bass shelf, and it's warm and definitely almost dark sounding. And as I said earlier in the technical aspects of this review, the JT3 has this very unique stage imaging, separation, layering, positioning, which sounds really nice for music users. So it's just like choosing your poison type of thing. You want all-rounder? Go with JT7. You want to go full musical? Go with JT3. Okay, so what is the conclusion? It's yes. That's why I bring the capybara. Get this, if you want a very nice sounding planar on a tight budget, I can't really find any major cons with this. Well, maybe if I had to nitpick, the plastic actually feels somewhat nicer on the JT3, which is cheaper by 30 US dollar or 40. And that's it. Heck, even if you're eyeing for HE400 SE or FT1 Pro, just get this instead. This even sounds more natural than the Sundara, timbre-wise. But sure, Sundara has a slight edge for technicalities, but if you want, well, I could say the perfect balance between musicality and technicality, get this instead. Also, yes, you predicted it. I open a music mixing and mastering. Let's say you want to cover a certain song and you only have your vocal tag and an instrumental file of the song. No worries, I can mix and master it for you. Or if you have all the stems, like you record everything yourself, that's even better. That's actually easier for me to mix. Anyway, if you found this review helpful, leave a like, hit subscribe, and share the video with your friends. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Boop.